Welcome back, everyone, to the Deep Dive. This time we're taking a deep dive into the world of prompt engineering.
Ooh, prompt engineering.
Which,
That sounds very exciting.
yeah, it's one of those things I think everybody's talking about these days.
But nobody really knows
Nobody really knows what it is.
what it is.
You know, I mean, we hear about it. We hear about
Right.
AI. We hear about ChatGPT and all these large language models.
Yeah.
But prompt engineering is kind of...
It's kind of this like behind the scenes thing that is really powerful.
It's like the secret sauce, right?
Yeah,
it's like,
that's how you...
It's how you actually get the AI to do what you want it to do.
Right, to sing,
Yeah.
to dance.
Exactly.
Like, to do your bidding.
Yeah, to do your bidding. And I think, you know, a lot of people have probably had the experience where they've tried using these AI tools.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, wait a minute, this is not what
This is not what I wanted.
This is not what I was expecting.
It's like, this is
It's giving me
shenanigans.
gibberish, right? Or it's giving me something completely bizarre.
Or it's like, repeating itself, or,
Exactly.
like not really understanding what I meant.
Yeah, and the thing is, a lot of times that comes down to the prompt
A prompt.
that you're giving it.
Exactly.
So let's start with basics, I guess.
Yeah.
What is a prompt when we're talking about prompt engineering?
It's like a set of instructions you give the AI.
Okay.
So
It's like the recipe, so to speak.
yeah, it's the recipe. It's like trying to think of a good example.
Yeah.
It's like, if you want to bake a cake, you need to give the AI the ingredients.
Yeah.
You need to tell it, what temperature to bake it at, how long to bake it for,
Right.
all those details
Well,
that are going to lead to that delicious cake.
That perfect cake, yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so it's the same thing with AI. Like, if you want to get a good output,
Right.
you got to give it a good prompt.
And so what makes a good prompt then? Are there certain ingredients or elements that
That go into a good prompt.
go into a good prompt?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a combination of things, right?
Yeah.
It's like, clear instructions, tell it exactly what you want.
Yeah.
Don't be vague,
Mm.
be very specific about what you're looking for.
Right.
Give it context, tell it what the purpose of this is.
And what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah, what you're trying to achieve,
Yeah.
what the background is. And then, also format. Like, are you looking for a list of bullet points?
Yeah.
Are you looking for a paragraph of text?
Right.
Like, be specific about how you want that information presented.
So it's not just about what you ask.
Right.
It's about how you ask it.
Yeah.
And how you structure that question, that prompt,
Exactly.
to get the AI to give you back what you want.
Right. And sometimes you even want to give it examples.
Oh, interesting.
Like, here are a few
Okay.
examples of what I'm looking for.
Wow. Okay.
So that it can kind of learn from those examples.
I see. So you can actually train it a little bit within the prompt itself
Yeah, kind of.
with giving it these examples. So
Yeah.
you're basically saying, this is what I'm looking for. Give me something like this.
Exactly.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
So okay, we're talking about structure. We're talking about all these different elements.
Mm-hmm.
Are there kind of techniques, I guess, for prompt engineering?
Techniques.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, what are some of the things that people who are really good at prompt engineering do?
Okay, so one thing that they do is they understand these things called like temperature and
Temperature and what was it?
top. Okay.
So these are settings that control how random or creative the AI's output is.
Oh, that's interesting.
So you can think of it like a dial.
Okay.
If you set the temperature really low, the AI is going to be very predictable, very factual, very kind of like, just the facts.
All right.
Just the basics.
So if I'm asking it to like summarize a research paper,
Yeah.
I probably want the temperature to be low.
Low.
Because I don't want it to get all creative and start
You don't want to start making stuff up.
making stuff up.
Right. But, if you want the AI to be more creative,
Yeah.
if you're writing a poem or a story,
Uh-huh.
you might want to crank that temperature up.
Oh, so it's almost like our brains, right?
Exactly.
We're really focused, we're kind of low temperature.
Right.
But if we're kind of brainstorming and being creative, it's like we're high temperature.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's like a way to control the AI's creativity.
So prompt engineering is almost like being like a conductor of an orchestra,
I like that analogy.
where you're kind of setting the mood.
Right.
You're setting the tempo, and you're telling the AI what you want it to do.
You're guiding it.
Yeah.
You're shaping its output.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So, all right, we've talked about temperature and top.
Right.
What are some other techniques that...
Some other techniques.
Yeah, that prompt engineers use.
So another one is this idea of like zero shot and few shot prompting.
Zero shot and what was it?
Few shot prompting.
Few shot prompting. Okay,
Yeah.
this sounds interesting.
So zero shot prompting is basically when you ask the AI to do something without giving it any examples.
Okay.
So like, for example, if you ask it, what is the capital of France? It already knows that you don't need to give it any examples.
It's got that in its database.
It's got it.
Okay.
But few shot prompting is when you give it a few examples to kind of guide it.
I see.
So let's say you're asking it to, categorize customer reviews into positive, negative, and neutral.
Right.
You might give it a few examples of positive reviews, a few examples of negative reviews, a few examples of neutral reviews.
So you're basically showing it what you mean.
Exactly.
By giving it these concrete examples.
Yeah.
And then it can kind of extrapolate from that to then do it on a larger scale.
Exactly.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's almost like, I don't know, it's almost like learning to write a good Google search.
Yeah, I like that.
Over time, we've all gotten better at using Google and figuring out what are the right keywords to use, how to structure a search to get what I'm actually looking for.
Exactly.
This is almost like that, but it's for talking to AI.
Yeah.
Instead of talking to Google.
Totally. It's like you're searching the AI's mind.
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
With your prompt.
Okay, so we've got all these techniques, we've got all these all these kind of elements that go into a good prompt. What are some actionable things that people can do?
Actionable.
Yeah, like tips that our listeners can take away and actually use right now.
So tip number 1,
okay,
be clear.
Okay,
just like with Google, right?
Yeah.
You want to use clear, concise language. Avoid jargon. Avoid ambiguity.
Right.
Be very specific about what you want.
So kind of like what we were saying before about being explicit.
Exactly.
With the AI.
Don't assume it knows what you're thinking.
Yeah, don't be vague.
Right.
Be very
specific.
Okay.
Tip number 2, break down complex tasks into smaller steps.
Oh, it's interesting.
Yeah. So instead of asking it to do one big complicated thing, break it down into smaller, more manageable steps.
Oh, so it's almost like you're giving it a checklist.
Yeah, kind of.
Of things to do.
Yeah, it's like, first do this, then do this, then do this.
Yeah, that's a great tip.
And then the third tip is don't focus on what you don't want.
Oh, interesting.
Focus on what you do want.
Okay, so be positive in your framing.
Be positive and specific.
Okay.
So instead of saying, I don't want a summary that's longer than 100 words.
Right.
Say, I want a summary that's 50 words or less.
Wow, okay.
Be specific about what you're actually looking for.
So it's all about kind of guiding the AI
proving it
step by step and telling it exactly what you want rather than what you don't want.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
So these are all great tips.
Yeah.
Before we move on, I just wanted to remind everybody that we'd love to hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah.
Have you tried prompt engineering?
What are your experiences?
What are your experiences? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
And also, don't forget to subscribe to The Deep Dive.
Yes.
If you're enjoying this content.
Hit that subscribe button.
And yeah, let's keep learning together.
Absolutely.
This is a fascinating field.
It is.
And we're just scratching the surface here.
Yeah, we've got a lot more to explore.
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
We've got a lot more coming up.
Yes. Yeah, we're just getting warmed up. Now, I think where prompt engineering really starts to shine is when we talk about using it to unleash AI's creative potential.
Oh, yeah. This is where it gets really mind-blowing.
Right.
I mean, I've seen AI write poems, compose music, create art that looks like it belongs in a gallery.
It's incredible.
It's incredible. But how do we actually tap into that? How do we get from just, giving the AI instructions to actually getting these amazing creative outputs?
Well, it's kind of like the difference between, giving someone a paint by numbers kit versus giving them a blank canvas and some inspiration.
Okay.
With prompt engineering, we can actually give the AI a persona, a voice, a style to embody.
Wait a minute. We're talking about giving AI a personality now.
Exactly. So let's say you're trying to write a song for your best friend's birthday, right? Instead of just saying, write a happy birthday song.
Yeah.
You could say, write a song as if you were like, John Mayer celebrating a close friend turning 30.
Oh, so we're basically creating a character for the AI to play.
Exactly.
That's so cool. And what kind of results do you get when you do that?
The results can be amazing, like surprisingly nuanced and personalized.
Wow.
It's almost like you've, invented this creative muse and they're collaborating with you.
So it's like having a ghostwriter, but it's an AI ghostwriter.
Yeah, exactly.
That's wild. Okay, so this is all very exciting, but I have to ask the question that I think is probably on everyone's mind.
Uh-oh, what's that?
Can we always trust AI to get it right?
That's a great question.
I mean, it sounds like we could do all these amazing things.
Yeah, but there are limitations.
Are there times when it just goes off the rails?
Well, even with the best prompting, AI can still, make mistakes.
Okay.
And sometimes it can even hallucinate.
Wait, hallucinate? Okay, now you have to explain that one.
So AI hallucinations are basically when the AI makes things up, right?
Oh, well.
It might draw these bizarre connections or generate output that doesn't make any sense because it's misinterpreting the data it's been trained on.
So it's like the AI is trying to connect the dots, but it's drawing a Picasso instead of a realistic portrait.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Okay, so AI isn't perfect.
No.
But doesn't that make prompt engineering even more important?
Absolutely.
Because if we can guide the AI with clear, well-structured prompts,
right,
then shouldn't that help minimize these hallucinations?
Yeah, it's like you're giving the AI a roadmap and a set of guardrails to keep it on track.
So the better your prompts, the more reliable the AI's output is going to be.
Exactly.
Okay, this is really interesting because it's highlighting the fact that we need to understand both the power and the limitations of AI.
For sure.
It's not a magic genie, but it is an incredibly powerful tool when used correctly.
And that's what makes prompt engineering so exciting. It's all about learning to speak the language of AI, understanding its nuances, and guiding it to create amazing things.
Okay, so we've talked about writing prompts for summaries, for creative writing, for avoiding hallucinations. But I'm curious, are there other applications for prompt engineering? What else can we do with this?
The possibilities are pretty much endless. One area that's really taking off is using prompt engineering for coding tasks.
Wait a minute, AI can write code now?
Yeah. It might sound futuristic, but it's becoming a reality.
That's crazy.
Yeah. With the right prompts, you can actually get AI to, translate code from one programming language to another.
Wow.
Optimize code for efficiency, and even generate code from scratch based on, plain language instructions.
So even if I'm not a coder, I can use AI to build websites and apps.
Potentially, yeah.
That's incredible.
The point is, prompt engineering democratizes access to these really powerful technologies.
Yeah.
So whether you're a marketer, a writer, a student, an entrepreneur,
anyone can use it.
There are ways to use prompt engineering to boost your productivity and your creativity.
My mind is blown. I bet our listeners are feeling the same way.
I hope so.
We've covered so much ground already, but I know there's still so much more to explore.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Before we move on, though, I want to hear from you, our listeners.
Yeah, what do you think?
What are some tasks you'd like to automate with AI? What creative projects are you dreaming of tackling? Share your ideas in the comments, and maybe we'll feature them in a future episode.
Yeah, we love hearing your thoughts.
And if you're enjoying this deep dive, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share it with your friends.
The more the merrier on this journey of AI exploration.
Exactly. It's funny. We have all these incredible AI tools right at our fingertips these days.
We really do.
But it's not enough just to have the tools.
Nope.
You got to know how to use them.
You got to know how to use them. That's right.
And that's where prompt engineering comes in.
Exactly. It's like, it's like having a lightsaber.
Oh, I like that.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah.
But also the ability to create some really cool stuff.
Absolutely. But learning to use a lightsaber, I imagine, takes practice and probably a lot of guidance.
Definitely.
So does prompt engineering, and it's a constantly evolving field.
Always changing.
All the time. New techniques are coming out, new applications.
Yep.
So how can our listeners stay ahead of the curve? What are some things that they can do?
Well, I think one of the best ways to learn is by doing, experiment with different AI tools. Try crafting prompts for various tasks.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to, just jump in and try things out.
Get your hands dirty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's also a ton of resources online.
Oh, for sure.
There are online communities, forums where people share their prompt engineering tips and tricks.
I bet there's even pre-made prompts out there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Wow. It's like a whole secret society of prompt engineers sharing their knowledge and pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Absolutely.
I love it.
And, the more you experiment and share your own experiences, the faster this field is going to advance.
Yeah, it's a collaborative effort.
Exactly.
I love thinking about all this stuff. It's just so exciting.
I know, right?
To think about what we can do with AI.
The possibilities are endless.
It really does feel like we're on the edge of something really big.
It's a new era.
Yeah, and prompt engineering it's like the key that unlocks the door to this new era.
I like that, yeah.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with a challenge.
Okay, I like it.
Don't just listen to this and let the information go in one ear and out the other.
Right.
Go out there and experiment.
Yes.
Try writing prompts for your work, for your hobbies, just for fun.
Yeah, see what you can come up with.
You might be surprised at what you discover.
Absolutely.
And remember, we're all in this together. So share your experiences with us, your successes, even your AI fails, you know?
Face palms.
Yeah, the face palms. Let us know what's going on.
You can all learn from each other.
Exactly. We're all learning together.
That's right.
So keep those comments coming. Tell us what you're working on, what challenges you're facing, what other topics you want us to dive into in the future.
Yeah, we love hearing from you.
Absolutely. And if you're enjoying the deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, share it with your friends. You know, spread the knowledge.
Spread the AI love.
Yeah, spread the AI love. That's what I'm talking about.
Keep exploring, keep learning, keep pushing the boundaries.
I love it. Until next time, happy prompting, everyone.
Happy prompting.